ESM taking on board Melville, fresh with the division matchup. ESM on the season have a record of
guys done?
Yeah.
What was the final?
Syracuse 5-4 in overtime. They played immensely bad. They had like maybe 3 turnovers in their defensive end that led to goals, including the game winner.
Shup the goal, his 5th of the season. 9th point, now ties him for team lead with Pisano. One nothing ESM. Shup from Intravia on the power play. As we get another stoppage, puck held in the glove of Tadaro. Play resumes. ESM making a change. Chance here, Iskro, long shot, sticked away by Tadaro. McGovern holds in, Iskro trying to get another touch on it. And Travaia swings over. Here's Palomara with Burliant. And a good stick check there made by McGovern. Here's Fritzen. Lost the handle, now Palomaro with Burliant again, 2-on-1. Palomaro rips a shot save made by Pagano, Austin Pagano. With the big 2-on-1 stop. And now a wrist shot from Perugine is gloved and held. No whistle just yet. And now we get one as they wanted goaltender Tadaro to keep playing the puck. He had a moment if he hurried. He didn't hurry. And thus, we finally do get the whistle. Kevin Broderick's back over from the South Rink, where Stony Brook ACHA men's won. We're taking on Syracuse. I know that game was 4-4. Looked like it was headed to overtime. Kevin, you got an update? Syracuse wins at 5-4 over Stony Brook. Centering pass, up the wrister, save made to Tadaro. That game was being broadcast on LI Sports Network, as is the Farmingdale Rams game, which I believe they're playing Stony Brook ACHA M3. As Shup throws one on a cross. Gathered in by Intravia. And now Beckman. Cross ice Shup. Shup establishes the zone, dumps in Intravia and Shaponik together in the near corner. 1-0 ESM on a goal scored by Everett Shup. Here's Kevin Beckman. Beckman fires and scores from hardly any angle at all. It's no issue for Kevin Beckman. He goes top cheese over the shoulder of Tadaro. 2-0 ESM. Even looked like he got yanked from behind there. No effect. And a water bottle popper from Beckman doubles the Sharks' lead. Beckman's 6th of the season. There's a long wrist shot gathered in and held by Todaro, coming off the stick of Perugine. Face-off won by ESM. Trying to clear quickly off the draw. Nice little play defensively made by Mirabel. Flipped on ahead, hoping for Spronk. Good step up McGovern. McGovern dangles. McGovern. Check by Mirabel. Try to play it back out in front and is handled and skated around by Waldner. Carried over off sides by Ward Melville. A stoppage. 8 minutes, 56 seconds remain. I'll adjust my time according. Privatera gives Shaponik a shove. Shaponik sends it in. Now Burliant trying to catch it on the forehand behind him. Was a tough receive. Privatera going the other way along with Perugine. And now puck touched with a high stick. Generate the whistle. Burliant talking things over with Leo Palomara. And Leo Palomara leads this Ward Melville squad in terms of points with 8 in 4 games played for Leo. Burliant is second on the team with 4 points in 5 games played. Eilenberger at the blue line. Long shot comes on. They score! Palomara. Johnny on the spot. Off the rebound in front. Gives Ward Melville their first goal of the game and cuts the lead to 1. Oh. Funny bounce off the shin guards of, I believe that was Kevin Beckman. In front and buried by Palomara. So Anthony Eilenberger, a name familiar. We saw an Eilenberger in Ward Melville green and yellow graduate a season ago. Palomara with Burliant. Palomara to the middle. Shot glove save made by Pagano. The point by Eilenberger is his first point of the season. Here for Anthony. Congrats to you. You're on the board. Sharp angle try. It was wide of the net. Cosimo holds in. Shup now on it. Flips around. Intravia backhands. Fans on it. And now the puck out of the zone. Pisano quick to get on the other end of it. Mirabel around Shup. We'll try the left wing side. Pinching in is McGovern. It's back to Cosimo. Aggressive on the forecheck, Intravia. And now Pisano trying to cause some havoc on Cosimo. Does. Intravia had a shot at it. Doesn't get on the other end of it. Great stick lift and a long shot. Right pad save made by Todaro. Rebound. Pisano can't get a shot toward Todaro. And away come Ward Melville. Cosimo sends in deep. Wraps it around the wall. Round to the far boards. Knuth unable to make a play on it. Shaponik fans on it. Odd man rush, ESM, shot from the circle, kicked away. Good kick save made by Anthony Dodaro. Now Fritzen. Dumps in on the backhand. Here's McGovern. Shot wide by Intravia. McGovern in behind Todaro. Held in at the far blue by Fritzen. Now Pisano. Deeks, Pisano on the forehand. Save made Todaro as he pokes it out with the stick. Shupp now with it. Shupp in the slot area. Try to get a pass across to Pisano. And now Pisano nearly running into Fritzen. Fresh from the bench. Here's Esposito down the right wing boards. Into the ESM end of the ice. Quickly returned up that same boards to Pisano. Pisano across to Shupp. Couldn't quite reel it in. Iskro steps up on it. And Iskro, nice lead pass to Shupp. Shupp from the slot. Save made. High slot area with that shot. Good save made by Todaro. Mirabel. Nice move. Mirabel, though, sticked away by Beckman. In the skates of Gia Lorenzi. Puck loose in the slot. Spun to the boards. Back for Spronk, taken away by Iskro. Iskro saucered across to Perugine. Perugine. Backhands one for a shot taken by Privatera. Good save made by Todaro. Palomara, strong on the forehand. Save made by Pagano. Eilenberger. Perugine forechecking. Mongiovi out there as well. Here's Shaponik. Beckman pinching. Puck gets by him. Foot race. Palomara and Beckman. Beckman hustles back to make the play on Leo Palomara. And now a stoppage for offsides. 3:37 left here in the first period. 2-1 ESM leading Ward Melville here on LI Sports Network. Be sure to follow us on social media at LI Sports Network. Tons of great stuff on there. Last night's best among them. And stay up to date on all the things we cover. All the sports, mostly including the Suffolk County High School Hockey League, of course. Eilenberger on it. Banked along. Speaking of the Suffolk County High School Hockey League, that was the topic of discussion on the Rinks and Realities podcast episode that was dropped just yesterday. As McGovern moves in. McGovern, a couple of nice moves. Now Shupp with it. Intercepted McGovern. McGovern has it knocked off his stick. Pisano checks into the boards along with Shaponik. Shaponik back on it. Try to lift out. Shupp holding true at the near blue. Now the puck banks past McGovern all the way down. Will be an icing on Ward Melville. Stops the clock with 2:45 left here in the first period. Again, that's Rinks and Realities, hosted by Travis Quigley and Paul Trentini, my two buddies here you might be familiar with on Long Island Sports Network. Kept in by McGovern. Near point, McGovern shot toward Todaro, knocked down in front by Mirabel. Mirabel once more. Tries to go north with it. Check from behind by Intravia. Pisano trying to get on the other end of it. McGovern steps up. And now Pisano taken away by Cosimo. Cosimo nearly lost a handle, has it back. Cosimo checked into the boards. On the other side, Mirabel. Home run pass, hits Knuth. Knuth battling McGovern. Great play by Carl McGovern to get back on defense and strip Knuth of the puck. Onside the play is. Mirabel checked off the puck, had Prim and Knuth set up in front. Knuth still set up in front. Fritzen deflects into the Sharks bench. And clock stops at 1:30 left here in the third period. Still 2-1 in favor of ESM. Short for Eastport-South Manor. I believe they also include the Riverhead School District, Esposito. Now Perugine centers. Privatera can't get a shot through. Taken away by Beckman. Beckman on the backhand. Beckman battling Eilenberger. Takes it around. Kevin Beckman spinning away from Eilenberger. Centers. Comes on back for the shot. And the goal for Gia Lorenzi. First of the year for Jake Gia Lorenzi. Makes it 3-1 in favor of ESM. Late stages here, first period, ESM get their 2-goal lead back. They led it 2-0 when Leo Palomara scored to make it 2-1. Icing here on ESM. Faceoff coming down to the left of Austin Pagano. No assist has been awarded to the Gia Lorenzi goal. Home run pass for Intravaya doesn't hit him, and with the way the icing rules work, that is an icing on ESM, despite clearly their player going to get there first. Pisano and Shupp in discussion on their way to the face-off dot. That'll be taken, it appears, by Everett Shupp. Mongiovi will take the draw for Ward Melville. Tries to win it forward, get a shot on, but getting in the way of it, the stick of Gia Lorenzi. And now Beckman starts his way up ice with just 11 seconds to play. Beckman try to get around Mirabel. Great play by Mirabel to poke it away from Beckman. Do they have a rush up the other way? Ward Melville, not quite. And we reach the end of the first period. ESM lead 3-1 over Ward Melville. Here live on the LI Sports Network. 3-1 after one. Stay tuned, second period on its way. You're listening to the Suffolk County High School Hockey League on LI Sports Network. Welcome back to the Rinks and Hop Hog. You're listening to the Suffolk County High School Hockey League on LI Sports Network. Ryan Brannigan, Wally Mitchell on the cam. 3-1 ESM after 1 over Ward Melville. Prim falls down. Shupp trying to make a play on it. Mirabel with it. In close proximity there with his teammate. And that being Jordan Knuth. And now Knuth trying to sweep it along. They're saying it hit a member of the Ward Melville bench, so a stoppage. Face-off coming just outside the ESM zone. Cosimo turned over. Shupp fires in. And that goes right off the arm of a member of the ESM coaching staff. It wasn't head coach Carl McGovern, so therefore it must be assistant coach Nicholas West, who takes one right off the arm. Face off at center. Leo Palomara's got the lone goal for Ward Melville. Takes a shot right off the leg of Beckman and wide. Not out of the zone, not just yet anyway. And now Burliant in a cross, try to get it to Palomara. Good hard pass. Sent that way. A chance out in front for Burliant, goes wide. Scrum in the near corner. Comes to the opposite side of the ice for Cosimo to keep in. Burliant out of the corner, saucer pass, centering try, unsuccessful, and here's Kevin Beckman in with speed. Beckman, shot, scores! Kevin Beckman makes it 4-1 in favor of ESM, showing off the speed and skill. For his second of the night, gets around the defender. He's going to catch up to the puck, no problem. Sees a little opening, a little bit of daylight, far side, takes it. As a goal scorer does. And playing defense. So dangerous for ESM, their leading scorer, Kevin Beckman, now with 10 on the year. 7 goals, 3 assists. Shot from Shupp. Knocked down in front of the net. Gia Lorenzi sends it down the wall. Shaponik to play it for Ward Melville. Past the stick of Gia Lorenzi. And Beckman, a little head fake. And lead pass to Shupp. Shupp around Shaponik, 2-on-1 potential. Eilenberger back, backhand shot. Shupp is denied by Tadaro. .34 left here in the first period, second period. Face off to the right of Tadaro. Kicked along by Knuth and out of the zone. Sent right back in, however, by the left shot defenseman Colton Fritzen. Prim nudges it ahead. Waldner and Knuth on side. Knuth chasing it down. Played in the far corner by Fritzen. Knuth back on it. Now Shupp cuts it off. Shupp plays it around. Battling for it. On the near boards, Carl McGovern to the line, not out, held in by Eilenberger. Back toward the front of the net where it's cleared out by Fritzen. Knuth. Now Eilenberger, long shot, knocked down in front and skated out from in front of the net and backhanded along by Fritzen. Now past the stick of Fritzen, here's Knuth. Knuth sauced across. Pisano get on it. And Pisano elects to try to clear up the near boards. Mirabel there. Steps in, thrown toward Pagano, knocked away. Taken back by Palomara. Palomara looking for somewhere to go with it. Comes to the line, and Cosimo can't keep in. So Ward Melville must retreat, and now taken away from Cosimo. Potential 2-on-0 now. Shot denied. Intravaya decided to go for the shot. Had the pass available to him, and was denied by Tadaro. Shot, save made. Pagano with the right pad. And now breakaway Shupp. Shupp to the backhand. Save made by Tadaro. Mirabel try to go across, knocked away by Intravaya, right on to the stick of Pisano. Near circle, knocked away by Mirabel. Held in by Fritzen. Pisano splits across, puck in his feet, played over to Palomara by Berliant. Palomara shot blocked by Beckman. Hit the shaft of his stick as he had gone down into the crouch position. Stretch pass cut off by Eilenberger, handed back to Perugine nonetheless. Intravaya, that's Privatera. Gets mishandled. Beckman caught a little flat-footed there. Puck still ushered in behind. Played out in front, save made Pagano. Good idea from Mongiovi. Now another save made Pagano. Rebound save Pagano. On a host of chances out in front from Ward Melville, and Austin Pagano shuts the door. Back to action, puck cleared out. Privatera chasing after it. Eilenberger will be the first one to it. Far boards held in by G. Lorenzi. Jake G. Lorenzi scoring goal number 1 on the season earlier in the first period. Beckman takes it in around. Beckman centers. Backdoor play. Just missed on a great look off the stick of Kevin Beckman. 2 goals on the night, trying to set up some of his teammates. Now he's just going to hit the go button and fire it in. As if he can do that anytime he pleases. Kevin Beckman puts on the afterburners and blows it by goaltender Tadaro, who I can only imagine tried all he could. And what is there really to do? Only so much net you can cover, ultimately just guessing where that puck's going to go. Hat-trick goal, Kevin Beckman is a beauty. He does also have an assist, so 4-point night for Beckman, which brings his point total to 12 on the season. Perugine centers, Privatera scores! On the centering pass from Perugine. Goal scored by Gianni Privatera. His first goal of the season. Perugine picks up his second assist of the year. Also his second point. Here it is again. Readjusts and buries. ESM, pedal to the metal. They're looking for more, up by 5. Fritzen with it. Shupp, good stick handling. Backhands around the boards. Intravaya, greeted by Mirabel in the near corner. comes free to Shupp. Shupp try to sauce it back to McGovern, who mishandles. McGovern now back on it. Poked away from him by Mangiovi. Dangling in, nice move, sets up in Travaia. Shot it wide. Nice play there by Fritzen. Mirabel bumps Shupp. Here's now in Travaia. Nice move in Travaia. Shot. He scores from I don't know what angle. Hardly any at all. Makes it 7-1 in favor of the Sharks of ESM. In Travaia, the goal. And for Intravia, that is goal number 5 of the season. 7-1 ESM. Iskro and Gilorenzi actually get assists on the Privatera goal. So for Iskro, that is her 4th assist of the year. She's still looking for goal number 1. McGovern, also in search of that first goal of the year, puts one across and unable to be gathered in by Privatera. Held in by McGovern, far point. Fires it around the boards, along to the near side. And now a penalty is called. It'll go against Ward Melville. Drawing the penalty, Privatera. And Austin Pagano's night has come to an end. She allows just the 1 goal to Leo Palomara. Had a couple of nice save sequences in there. And hands the net over to Elijah Moran. Face off to the left of Tadaro, won back by ESM. Beckman. On the power play here are the Sharks. Swing and miss, Privatera. Here comes Mirabel. He's got Knuth to his right. Onside is the play. Mirabel could not get it across to Knuth. Now lead pass, Privatera hits Shupp in stride. Shupp to the backhand, shot, save made, big rebound. No one could get on the other end of it for ESM. Shupp hardened to the boards by Prim, puck pinned against the boards. Pisano knocked down by Shupp. Shupp near circle, plays it back to Beckman. Beckman not expecting it, quickly rolls into the zone to keep in, fires wide, another shot taken by Gilorenzi. Gets by Gilorenzi and out of the zone. Minute left here on the kill for Ward. Melville, oh, nearly a goal. Scored for ESM and Pisano. Seam pass hits Shupp on the backhand and fired off the glass and out of the zone by Ward Melville. It's Jaden Valenzuolo off for interference is the penalty. Tapped along by Privatera into the zone. Mirabel takes over for Ward Melville and will attempt to flip to center. Knocked down by Gilorenzi, but he blows a tire and falls down himself. Here's Mirabel the other way. Taken off his stick. Nice play made by Everett Shupp, who moves in. Everett Shupp. Pass across, nice feed, shot denied by Tadaro. What a stop by the Pats Tendy. On a great setup by Everett Shupp. Puts it right in the wheelhouse there of, not quite sure who that was. Was it, I thought I saw a 9 in there. Could have been Privatera. Power play has ended. We're back to 5-on-5 as Fritzen risks a shot wide. Despite the 7 up on the board, I think Tadaro has played pretty darn well. As Intravaya makes Waldner miss. Made him look city, but quick breakout. Here's Palomara. Calarara cutting around McGovern. Palomara. McGovern, what a defensive play made. No penalty either. Long shot save. Rebound just wide. Leo Palomara nearly had his second. Has it in behind. Try to wrap around. And that's broken up again by McGovern. And now stretch pass. In stride Intravaya. Hits the brakes. Intravaya. Dangles and ultimately ran out of steam. Got it back though from Mangiovi, who stripped him of the puck. Shaponik overskates. Intravaya in the corner. Saucer pass. Nobody there. Cut off by Fritzen. A good read. And now Fritzen knocked down. No call. Mangiovi picks up the loose puck. That gets by McGovern. Fritzen comes over defensively to make the play. ESM onside. Intravaya. A lot of stick handles. Lost possession. Eilenberger breaks out 4-on-2 over the blue line here for Ward Melville. Eilenberger going wide and just sends the puck in behind. Fritzen fires it back out. Mangiovi, time and space. Mangiovi, a shot. Save made Moran. As Mangiovi had time to tee up that shot, and now Mangiovi gets a bit of a shove as he made his way toward Elijah Moran. .212 left in the second. ESM scored a touchdown and kicked the extra point. They've got 7. And if you're wondering how you get a single point in football, I'll get to that in a second. As a breakaway chance. Backhand shot. Oh, what a save, Tadaro! Bank to center. Gia Lorenzi on it. I believe you just have to get a safety on a 2-point conversion, which makes no sense and is not nearly possible. Shupp moves in. Shupp has shot. Blocker save made Tadaro. Showing why I have been complimentary of the Ward Melville netminder, as this score feels like it'd be worse if it not been for him in net, making a number of good saves. But overall, the depth of ESM really is proven to be a difference-making outcome here tonight. And Kevin Beckman, the other big difference. Prim trying to create some sort of disturbance in the offensive zone for ESM, or for Ward Melville in the ESM end of the ice. Kevin Beckman lifts one ahead. Everett Shupp trying to get back to it. It's Mirabel who moves in. Mirabel checked from behind by Shupp. Catches up with it in the corner. Spins away from Beckman. And stepping up to it, Gia Lorenzi. Gia Lorenzi fires it down ice. Despite the fact Shupp will get there first, it will be an icing against ESM. 55 seconds left here in the middle period. Draw will come back down to the left of Moran. And now's a great time to remind you that the latest episode of the Rinks and Realities podcast, hosted by my buddies Travis Quigley and Paul Trentini, has just dropped last night. And in discussion this week is the Suffolk County High School Hockey League. Also a good time to remind you, the All-Star Game is coming up. It's on the horizon, and that All-Star Game will feature in the varsity level at least. 4 teams drafted by the main play-by-play, the 4 main play-by-play guys here at LI Sports Network. Well, I'm sure you've grown accustomed to. Myself, Brady Campbell, Travis Quigley, and Kevin Broderick, who is calling the Stony Brook ACHA game against Syracuse on the other end of the rink tonight, the South rink. 5-4 Syracuse in overtime. He was calling it for Stony Brook's radio station, WSBU, USB, I'm not sure. Beckman knocked down, no call. Here's Monjovi, nice move. Monjovi, a shot wide. Great move to the net. Just couldn't get the finish. Another big hit. This one dished out by Beckman. And it seemed to be that Beckman got knocked down by Shaponik. He wanted a call, didn't get one. Sought out his revenge. Tried to make it as clean as possible. It was not in the eyes of the referee. He's still talking to Beckman. They remain in discussion as 17.6 seconds remain in the period, and Ward Melville will go to the power play. You could plead your case all you want. You're going to need probably the best lawyer in the state of New York. And I'm not sure he could get you out of that one, Kevin. Meanwhile, Monjovi spins one on, blocked out in front. Looked like it hit the left foot of the defenseman, Carl McGovern, who's shaking off that foot as we come to the end of the second period. ESM rolling 7-1 over Ward Melville. Third period on its way. Stay tuned. You're listening to the Suffolk County High School Hockey League live and only on LI Sports Network. Third period on its way. ESM ahead by 6. They'll be shorthanded, however, to start the third period. Roughing penalty assessed to Kevin Beckman, who has accepted his fate and sits in the penalty box with a defeated look on his face. Burley in across. Turned over, Monjovi near circle, shot save, rebound. Oh, what a save, Moran! Absolute larceny out there on the ice, committed by Moran, who's got his stick back in his hand. Burley lost it and backhanded to center by Everett Shupp. Oh, that might be save of the game. Maybe for both sides. Palomara dangles. Palomara off the stick of Moran and over the net. What another save made by Elijah. And now Burley across. Coming out firing here on the power play in the third period. Down by 6 are Ward Melville. And then whoopsie, the referee in the way that time. That allows Shupp to move in far circle. Shupp a drive off the shoulder of netminder for Ward Melville. It remains Todaro. Brilliant backhands in. Palomara trying to get to it. Up the wall and past the stick of Cosimo, who tried to play it. 20 seconds remain on the power play. Mongiovi in the corner. Coughed it up to Pisano. Maribel comes over. He turns it over to Shupp. Shupp just couldn't quite get around Mongiovi, and Cosimo was there awaiting him. We're back to even strength. A power play that generated a couple of great chances, but nothing to show for it for Ward Melville. Pisano takes the shot, save made. Hugging the post was Todaro. Lifted ahead, Palomara. McGovern skating back across. Brilliant. Just out of his reach and hustling after it. Out of the box and off the bench was Beckman. Shupp prevails in behind the goal line. Across Palomara. Takes a hit from McGovern, who lifts ahead, and Beckman is on it. Beckman with Shupp. Beckman drive wide. Knuth. Gia Lorenzi there to thwart that Knuth chance. Swung on and missed. Now Knuth, the backhand shot block here. Save made by Moran. And now Knuth gave it up to Everett Shupp. Shupp drops for Pisano. Trying to go back across to Shupp, and getting in the way of it was the left leg of Szczepanik. Prim will get there, no icing. Prim challenged by McGovern, who, despite the size disadvantage, able to pin Prim to the boards. Knuth out of the near corner. Try to center for Prim. Poked away by Beckman. And now Beckman emerges. Beckman with Eilenberger. Beckman, check from behind by Eilenberger. What a save, Todaro. Rebound. I think they scored. Yeah, they score. ESM. It's 8-1. Man, oh man, did Todaro do everything he could. And no, Todaro, what a save! What an incredible save! I was convinced it was in, just based on the reaction, but no! Save of the game now shifts to Todaro. What a save, Anthony Todaro. How do you do with that save? Great play there, Fritzen. And now Fritzen is away into the offensive zone, odd man rush. 3-on-2, Fritzen on the backhand. Takes the shot, save made, Todaro. And Todaro will cover up with 10:30 left in the third period. Face off to the left of the Ward Melville netminder. Take another look at this one. There is the puck. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh yes. Wow. And my apologies. We're back to action. Hands it on back to Cosimo. Mongiovi. Brilliant. A check on Fritzen. Brilliant comes away with the puck. Takes the shot. Save. Rebound. Oh, it's somehow stopped by Moran. As the goalies are going save for save right now. That one just wide. Palomara had the chance. Brilliant now with it. Centers Cosimo. Keeps in. 9:45 to go in the third period. Ward Melville pressing for goal number 2. Hops over the stick of Mirabel. Down the wall, past Palomara. Now Burliant gets there first. In the corner, Burliant. On a cross for Mongiovi. Now back to Burliant. Deflected, Mongiovi! No, denied by Moran. So Mongiovi and Moran out there in what could be titled 80s night. Face off to the left of Elijah Moran. One back by Ward Melville, and Eilenberger breaks out of, but now it comes to Fritzen anyway. Fritzen, Pisano scores! So Pisano gets on the board. Finally lifted ahead, and now Fritzen will hand over to Pisano. Pisano's 9th of the season. Gives ESM the 8-1 edge. One more and the clock will run. Pisano from Schupp and Fritzen. Fritzen the primary assist, Schupp the secondary. Here's Prim. Shot it wide. To the right of Moran. And Ward Melville unable to hold in. 8:35 left, third period. The 8 goals scored by ESM tonight tie a season high in the goal scoring department. They lost 10-8 to Smithtown Hauppauge Freshman Red, the first place Freshman Red squad. In what was a wild game. Their last time out, and they beat Smithtown Hauppauge Freshman Blue 8-3. So this would also be their largest margin of victory if the score remains the same. Shot flied wide, back out in front, hit a body. Schupp tees up the shot, save made, and diving on the loose puck is Tadaro, and a little bit of extra sauce from Mirabel. As he shoved, is that Fritzen? See if I catch the number or name. It is Colton Fritzen. ESM play Connecticut Sayville next on Monday, just a couple of days from now. Here's Mongiovi, shot off the bar. Privatera with Perigine forechecking on for Burliant. And a breakaway for Palomara. He scores! Leo Palomara, his second of the game, makes it 8-2. He just got behind the defense. And Palomara falling down as he scores his second of the night. And for Leo, it brings his goal total on the season up to 7 in his 5th game played. Now Burliant wide open. See if Ward Melville can string a couple of goals together. Eilenberger with players sit up in front looking for deflections. They get one. It goes over the net, however. Shaponik, and now Palomara. Now Mongiovi, and a sprawling save from Moran. To the line, not out, held in by Eilenberger. Puck ricochets for a shot off the post. Palomara. Eilenberger deflected on by Mongiovi, denied by Moran. That's the second time over the last minute or so Ward Melville have hit iron. And giving his post a nice little stick tap is Elijah Moran. A little thank you. See that from Marc-Andre Fleury. Just gotta say rest in peace. He didn't die, he just retired. As that shot nails Beckman in the middle of the cage of his helmet. Rocket from Knuth. That's why they wear cages at this level and all throughout most levels of hockey. So a lot of comments. The PWHL season got underway, for those that don't know, the Professional Women's Hockey League. And they make them wear cages, and people in the comments are just like, well, whoa, why do they wear cages? Let them wear, cages like men. It's like, well, I don't know. Maybe they don't want their face getting railed by a puck. I agree they shouldn't force them to, but I can't blame anyone for not wanting to wear the cage, or at least the bubble or something. Unless I'm playing men's league, even still you could get drilled in the face by a puck, which, is it worth it? Probably not. Definitely not for me. Here's McGovern. Backhand shot off a body in front, wide of Todaro and cleared by Szczepanik, who goes for a change. Szczepanik spelled not at all how it sounds. Here is Shupp. Sauce across for Beckman, missed it wide. Kind of ran out of runway. Plenty of time here for Knuth to walk in. Knuth, far near circle. Centering bid off the shin guard of Beckman. Knuth in behind. Knuth running out of time. Drags, tries to cut in front. Pisano now with it. Clears for ESM. Beckman picks it up. And the combination effort of Mirabel. And that is number 27. That's Esposito, broke up the Beckman chance. There's shot denied by Todaro. Stops the clock with 4:14 left here in the last period of regulation time, third period. If you're not already, check us out on Instagram at LI Sports Network. Last night's best and more can be found by following us there. Fluttered through center ice. No icing. Leo Palomara first on it. Breaks to the net. Tries a stuffing. Save made Moran. Burliant back out in front. Lunging with the stick, Moran. Burliant to Cosimo. Cosimo, wrist shot off the skate of Iskro. And out of the zone. Nice block there from the ESM forward. Palomara. Leo Palomara. As it's swept away by Fritzen. And now nudged into the neutral zone by Privitera. Cosimo circling. 3:16 to go here in the third period. Centering try broken up by Gia Lorenzi. Cosimo tracks back to it. Privitera hustling after him. Cosimo gets there first. Breaks it up ice. Soft wrist shot. Denied by Moran. Iskro leads Privitera. Szczepanik knocks into Privitera. Burliant breaking out, looking for that pass. Has to wait as Mangiovi carries it over, takes the shot. Stopped by Moran. Banked to center by ESM, past the stick of Eilenberger. and will be an icing, say the officials. See, I'm not sure if they would have said that Eilenberger had a good enough shot, try to keep it in. Try to play the puck, so no icing, but we don't see that here. So with 2:19 left in the third, the puck will be dropped to the left of ESM netminder Elijah Moran. We wind down here in this one. A strong performance from ESM. Here's Beckman all alone. Beckman with Intravaya behind him. Beckman dangles and is denied by Tadaro. Oh man, he's made a few grade A saves tonight, hasn't he? Anthony Tadaro stones Beckman, who for some reason I had a feeling would drop it behind him to Intravaya. Instead elected to try to pick up his 4th goal of the night. Here is Intravaya. Going to work on Eilenberger. Eilenberger prevails. Here's Pisano. Prim took it away from him, but right onto the stick of Shupp, who banks it back on. Now Beckman leads Intravaya. Intravaya's in. Intravaya off the glove and wide. Another great save, Tadaro. Can't say enough about him in this blowout, about how well he has performed in net for Ward Melville. Prim with Knuth advancing well beyond the blue line for an offsides. 57 seconds. Yep, there's the final countdown being played by our scorekeeper, as he usually does in the final minutes of regulation time. It is in fact the final countdown. .3 seconds, and now Intravaya goes to the box. What now? Five on four. Not sure if there's a penalty called. There's not a power play up on the board. We resume play. Hello, sir. What is happening? And now another stoppage for offsides. Clock's going to run all the way down to 45.5. Equipment violation is why Intravaya is in the box. Now, of all times to call it, too. It's not a penalty. It's a misconduct. So Intravaya sits in the box for the remainder of the game. Nice move by Mirabel. Save made. Mirabel, another shot, scores. And that's a good goal there from Mirabel. A well-deserving one, I should say. Makes it 8-3. He's had himself, I thought, a standout performance as well for Ward Melville tonight on the back end. That's his 2nd goal of the season there for Christian Mirabel. So 8-3 appears will be our final score, unless Fritzen has something to say in the final 15. Fritzen does dangle through the defense. Just pops it in behind. Final seconds will tick off, and ESM will improve their record and standing. 4-2-1 on the year are the ESM Sharks, while Ward Melville fall 2-1-5. And that'll do it here for our coverage tonight. Across the 3 matchups, a developmental game, 2 freshmen. It's Ward Melville falling to ESM 8-3. One more time, thank you so much for tuning in to LI Sports Network's coverage of the Suffolk County High School Hockey League. On behalf of Wally Mitchell, I'm Ryan Brannigan saying so long till next time. And as always, have a good night on this Saturday night in November. And if I don't catch you till then, have a very happy Thanksgiving. All right.